Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Dallas Mavericks lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves 111-99 in the first game of the 2023 preseason. I don't care if how many minutes star players like Karl Anthony Towns and Luka Doncic played. I mean, I thought for first preseason game, you saw some of these guys play some decent amount of minutes. Luka played nearly 20 minutes. Both Luka and Karl Anthony Towns for Minnesota and Dallas both played 17 minutes. Gobert played 23 minutes for the Timberwolves. No Anthony Edwards. He suffered an ankle injury. Nothing serious, just wasn't able to go in this game. Maybe he's going to be able to go in Saturday's preseason game against these Dallas Mavericks again in Abu Dhabi. This is the 2023 Abu Dhabi games, and the NBA did this last year. They do it this year again. The only difference is last year, the first preseason games we saw to start off the NBA season were in Japan. And now this year, the preseason opens up in Abu Dhabi, and a pretty solid game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. You saw a fair amount of three-pointers going in today because this game started at 11 a.m. For both teams, 25 total three-pointers in this game for both teams, 14 for Dallas, but they had 46 attempts and 11 for Minnesota. Luka Doncic and Karl Anthony Towns both had 20-plus points. Luka had 25. Karl Anthony Towns had 20. Let's go over some of the important player stats in this game. All right, so we're going over Dallas Mavericks points first. All right, going over their starters, Grant Williams. Oh, before I go over their starters and their scores, I want to go over their players that were out in this game. Mike Miles Jr., I believe is his name, was injured. So was Derek Jones Jr., so was Tim Hardaway Jr. as well. All juniors, too. That's kind of funny. All right, Dallas Mavericks starters. Grant Williams played 16 minutes his first game as a Maverick. 2 for 7. All of his shots were three-pointers. He had 6 points with 2 rebounds and 1 assist with 1 block. Olivier Maxine's Prosper, a rookie, first-round pick, I believe was the 24th overall pick, played 18 minutes. He was the starting small forward. He took 3 shots, 2 threes, took 2 free throws, missed 1, made 1, so finished with 1 point and 1 rebound and had 1 turnover. Another rookie, Derek Lively II, who was the 12th overall pick in the draft, went 1 for 2 in his first game with 2 points and 5 rebounds with 1 block. Kyrie Irving. I know this is a preseason game, but it's not often that you see Kyrie Irving only score 2 points in a game. He played 14 minutes, took 6 shots, only made 1, was 0 for 2, 2 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 1 block. So not terrible by Kyrie, but Luka was taking all the shots. Luka took 14 shots in 17 minutes, 8 for 14, 3 for 8 from 3, 6 for 7 from the free throw line, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. And then off the bench, here you go. Leader in scoring off the bench for the Mavs was Jaden Hardy, second-year player. This guy's a stud. I believe he was a first-round pick in 2022. Maybe he was a second-round pick. Actually, I think he might have been a second-round pick. Yeah, he was a second-round pick, and showed some really good things at the end of the year. They really like him. He could be a bench player for them, having minutes off the bench. He had 20 minutes, going 4 for 10, 1 for 4 from 3, 4 for 8 from the free throw line, and 13 points. I also want to add that I did forget to mention that the Dallas Mavericks actually kind of came back in this game. They kind of outscored Minnesota after the first quarter. They had a terrible start to this game. They were down 37-19 to start the game. Through the first 4 minutes of play, they only had 1 point in this game. They were down 18 going into the second quarter. They ended up outscoring Minnesota by 1 point in the second quarter, and they ended up outscoring Minnesota by a total of 5 points in the second half. But at one point, Minnesota's largest lead in this ball game was 29 points, and Dallas cut the deficit all the way to 5. So they kind of made it a little bit. They nearly came back in this ball game. It might have been They might have cut it down to a 3-point deficit. I think it was 5, but it might have been 3. So Dallas nearly came back in this ball game in the area of the third or into the third, early fourth quarter. I did forget to mention that. Guard Dennis, who had 12 minutes, never heard of him before, went 2 for 5 with 7 points. AJ Lawson, he came from the Hawks, shot 3 for 10 with 9 points. Dante Exum, who's back in the NBA for the first time since the 2021-22 season, shot 1 for 4 with 5 points. Josh Green, who should be very good off the bench this year for them. 18 minutes, 6 points, 3 for 6. Walker went 3 for 8 with 8 points. Seth Curry, brother of Steph Curry, played 9 minutes, took 2 shots, had 2 rebounds, and 0 points. Dwight Powell, their backup center, who was their starter last year at the center position, played 16 minutes, 2 for 4, 0 for 1 from 3, 1 for 2 at the free throw line, 5 points. Joe Wieskamp played 7 minutes, went 1 for 1, which was a 3-pointer, had finished with 3 points. Rashawn Holmes, who's going to be fighting for that backup center position with Dwight Powell, had 9 minutes, came from Sacramento in a trade, played 1 minute with 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Greg Brown III played 12 minutes, took 3 shots, was 0 for 3, but had 4 rebounds and 2 blocks. Maxi Kleber played 8 minutes, 1 for 3, 2 points, 1 rebound. Markieff Morris played 6 minutes, 1 for 3, 1 for 3 from 3, 3 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 0 rebounds. How many blocks did they have on the night? Dallas ended up finishing with 8 blocks in this ballgame, which felt like way more than that. Getting into Minnesota's scoring. Okay, their starters. Karl-Anthony Towns, 17 minutes, 8 for 16, 2 for 7 from 3, 2 for 3 at the free throw line, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks. He looked great. He looked great today for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert finished with 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks, and only played 23 minutes and 3 for 6. Great on the defensive end from Rudy Gobert. Jaden McDaniels, really like him. He's very underrated. Played 19 minutes, 2 for 8, 1 for 3 from 3, 4 for 4 at the free throw line, 9 points and 5 rebounds with 1 assist and 1 block in only 19 minutes. Mike Conley played 17 minutes as well, 2 for 3, 1 for 2 from the 3, 5 points, 3 steals, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Good stat line right there in 17 minutes. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was only the second starter in double figures. He had 11 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 for 5 from 3. Only took 3-pointers, so shot 3 for 5 field goal and was 2 for 2 at the free throw line. All right, you had 3 double-digit scorers off the bench compared to 1 for Dallas. All right, so who cares about Luka? Who cares about Luka Doncic? How about Luka Garza of the Minnesota Timberwolves? Luka Garza had 11 minutes, shot 6 for 3, 6 for 13, 0 for 1 from 3, 0 for 1 at the free throw line, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block. Definitely not as good as Luka Doncic, but Luka Garza looked pretty good for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 16 points from Naz Reid with 7 rebounds and 1 assist. Shot 6 for 14 with 0 for 3 from 3 and 4 for 5 at the free throw line. 12 points for Shake Milton. Brought him in from Philadelphia. Played 20 minutes, 5 for 6, 2 for 3 from 3, 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist and 1 steal. 3 points for Wendell Moore Jr., 2 points for Jordan McLaughlin. 6 points for Troy Brown Jr., who they signed from Los Angeles. 2 points for Kyle Anderson, shot 1 for 4. Leonard Miller, rookie, played 10 minutes, 2 for 4, 4 points. Minot with 11 minutes, 0 for 3. Matt Ryan, not Atlanta Falcons legend quarterback, another Matt Ryan. Supposed to be a good 3-point shooter, but shot 0 for 3. Had a rebound and assist. And then here were the DNPs, or the injuries or / DNPs for the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards was out. Deshaun Nix was a DNP coach's decision. Jalen Clark, second-round pick, was 53 overall, was out because of a right Achilles rehab injury. So I guess he tore his Achilles in college and is rehabbing on it, so he's not ready to go yet. And the following players, Deshaun Nix, Kretschich, and Trevor Neals were all DNP's coach's decision. So, yeah, so that's a wrap for this first preseason game of 2023. Basketball's back, though, and Karl-Anthony Towns and Luka Doncic put on a show in Abu Dhabi. Look at the stat lines. Luka only played 17 minutes, put up 25 points, and Karl-Anthony Towns only played 17 minutes as well and had 20 points. So those guys played pretty well for that amount of minutes today. But yeah, use them your thoughts on the game. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and peace out.